Hi, everyone, and welcome to our BeActivating office training. It's Tuesday at 10 a.m. This training is all about how we do the work in the office. And the work we do in the office starts at 11 a.m. Pacific. And you may ask, well, why was the BeActivating office created? Well, I created this office, honestly, because I didn't want to work alone anymore. Just like you, I sometimes have a hard time picking up the phone, and I would rather do laundry as well because it's not hard, but sometimes there's some crazy fear in this. So I decided, what if we just all work together an hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for 1 hour from 11 to 12. And what if we just did the work together so that we knew that we were going to do focused, real work, not talking about the work, not going to a million different Zooms saying that's work, but actually doing the work that makes us money. What a concept. And it really came from the thought of Robert Kiyosaki and the idea of the B quadrant, the business quadrant, where we work together and leverage our time. We all do a little bit of work, and from that little bit of work comes income. My suggestion to you is learn the work, do the work, and then link arms with one person. Write this down. I want to link arms with one person and invite them to the office to work with you. One person link arms with and do that work together in the office. So let's talk about what the work is. Well, the system of our business is 3-3-3 and beyond, because we're always evolving. We patch 3 people a day. We follow up with 3 people a day. And we invite 3 people to our patching podcast a day. That is how we work the business. Yes, Jen?
You didn't make me co-host. You made Carol Silva co-host.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you, Carol Silver. You had no idea you're co-host. And that's the work we do together. And I want you guys to take your phone and use it as a calculator. And let's really think about patching 3 people a day is really, in network marketing terms, list making. We're contacting 3 people a day. So if you work with me 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we all contact 3 people a day and really do that, and only that, how many people is that in a year? Well, let's do the numbers. 3 times 3 would be 9 people in 3 days, right? Times how that would be in a week, times 52 weeks. What is it? Somebody tell me, because my calculator's not working. It's 468 contacts. 468 contacts. Did you know most professional network marketers put in their business probably no more than 40 to 100 people and teach those people to do the same, and so on and so on and so on? So the little bit of work of 3 people a day for 3 days a week is a lot of people. The problem in network marketing a lot of the times is we talk about doing the work, but we're not really contacting 3 people a day. So that is why the office was created. And I want you guys to know that this is on-the-job training. I pay Jan to do the logistics for you while you're in the office. I pay Jan to mail out a 3-day gift with all the best information about our patch technology through our new dollhouse cards, so that you learn on the job training. And so it takes the fear away for you. And so know that that is what we're doing here for you, for me, for all of us. And that's the purpose of this office. My hope is after Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're like, this is easy. And you still do Thursday and Friday by yourself, because that's what we're doing, right? 3-3-3. So I just wanted you to know the purpose of this office. And that we are building real network marketing skills one day at a time. You know, network marketing is a profession. And people always talk about, oh, I'm a network marketer. I'm a professional network marketer. Well, a professional network marketer understands that we do 3-3-3, that we make lists, that we expose the list, that we pique interest, that we pre-qualify. I'll explain all this in a moment. We follow up again and again and book the next appointment. Those are the real behaviors of building a network marketing empire. I'm teaching you those skills, and I want to do those skills with you because, once again, I don't like to work alone. So those are the skills, and I hope that you enjoy learning as we do it together in the office. So what is one of the ways that I invest back for the on-the-job training? Well, there's a site called startx39biz.com. That's startx39biz.com. I want you to go there now, and it's important. We're on computers, okay? We're on our computer, we're on our iPad, but you always want to have your phone right next to you too, because in the office, we are talking to each other through chat, we're helping each other, but we're doing phone work. So hard to be in the office on your phone because you're using your phone to work. So make sure you're on a computer or an iPad, and then have your phone free to do the work, right? Okay, so now let's go look. And so you guys are going to follow along with me on your cell phones. It's time that we're going to take this a step further and make sure we're following along. So go to your cell phones right now, and I want you to go into your Safari or your Android, and you're going to type in startx39biz.com. I'm going to type it in right now. I will follow along with you. And tell me when we get there. Are we there yet? Here we are. And this is our business site. This is where all your tools and resources are to build your business. And we go down. So this is our system, 3-3-3, ask, share, give. And we're going to go over that again today to make sure you know the work. But before that, I want you to see where the gifting program resides. So the 14 steps to success is our engine of our back office, of our biz site. If you have never gone and looked at the 14 steps, please do so. Go through all the steps and see what's there. Then what you want to do is you want to go to the BeActivating office, where we work the power of 3. So you click on here, and this is our office hours. What you want to do is right now in the notes of your phone, edit, copy, and edit, paste this in the notes of your phone. And then you're going to say, I am going to invite one person to do this with me. I'm going to link arms with one person to do this with me. And you could invite them to come. Actually, probably the best thing to do would to invite them to come next Tuesday for the training and come to work with us on Tuesday, right? So that they don't come into the Zoom and go, wow, it's so quiet. What are you doing? But this will remind you to invite people to work with you, okay? Because we're exposing folks to heal their bodies. And we're also exposing folks to say, come do this stem cell technology with me. Would you like to build a business with me? And if so, why don't you come on Tuesday and see if you like this stuff? So there it is. Now, you're also going to go to the training guide right here. And on the training guide, you're going to go down to the gift, down, down, down. And there's the gift. That is the gift that Jan sends out on your behalf. It's now a 5-day supply of a 3-day supply of X39 We've cut it back by a few patches because we believe we can convert even with 3 days now that we have more better informational pieces to educate on, which I'll tell you. And so what you do is you go down or you go up a bit to the gifting form and you click it. And what you do is we're going to put the daily code, and we'll have a daily code in the office today that will tell you. And then you're going to put your first name, your last name, your phone number with dashes, and who you're sending the gift to. Bill Smith, address, city, state, submit. What happens?
Yeah. About hop on with the.
Well, Jan Rand then gets that Google Doc and she mails it out on your behalf. And she pops a nice label on it with your name and phone number. If you're new to the call today, you can gift 3 gifts today starting at 11 o'clock. If you're not new, you can gift 2. And we always say new means that you've been here, you haven't been here for more than 4 weeks. When you're not new, we say that we always do 4 follow-ups calls and 2 closing calls before we gift. Because remember, we are gifting and following up and closing, right? It's a waste of our gift if we don't follow up and close. It's a waste of our gift if we don't pre-qualify to make sure they're even interested, correct? So let's show you now what is in the gift now, which I absolutely love now. So Jan sends out this envelope. This envelope is awesome because it explains the stem cell technology. And what do I mean by that? Well, you can send this gift out to your friend Betty, and then you call her to follow up and you say, Betty, did you get the gift? And you know what she's going to say to you? Yeah, it's on the kitchen table somewhere. Did you open it? No, I didn't really know what to do. No problem. Let's open it together. And you have the experience with the person, either over the phone or even on a Zoom. Everybody should be signing up for zoom.com or no, zoom.us. And you can sign up for Zoom for 45 minutes of free Zoom. So you can have conversations on Zoom. It's a really efficient way to build your business. And so what I do is I just read the envelope. I say this, Betty, I don't really know that much about it yet myself, but there's this envelope. Let's read it together. And I turn it over and I say, well, it looks like you wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. Can you get that patch out of your envelope right now? Let's dig it out together. Remember, this is fun. It's a gift. We're having an experience. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Let's read the envelope some more. Oh, it looks like it's made out of inside. This is organic crystal. And when it's applied to your skin, it's activated by your skin's heat, which is a form of infrared light. This reflects back a light wave that activates your GHK copper peptide. This is proven to activate your stem cells, make more, and reset them to a younger, healthier state, like when you were 20. Turns out when you put these young activated stem cells on old tissue, you turn it young again. You guys, all I did was read the first 2 paragraphs. That's it. And I read it with them. You don't have to know. A professional network marketer works with scripts. This is an envelope with a script on how the technology works. Oh, let's put it on together right now. And you have the fun experience with them. Boom. That's all I usually read on the envelope, you guys, the first 2 paragraphs. I don't go, it's not that deep. Then I say, oh, let's open it up and see what else is in there. And what else is in there? Our new little dollhouse cards we've added. Okay, Jan is filling every envelope with a little more education. So on the phone call, you just educate. Well, Sally, let's look to what you can expect. And I don't read the whole card. I read the first sentence on each point. Don't overread. Within the first 24 hours, you're going to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state right now. That's what you're going to do. You just put that on, and that's what you're doing. In 1 to 3 months, you're going to reset the brain. Did you know we have a study on that? In 3 to 6 months, you're going to activate those stem cells to repair your body. And this is the crazy part, Betty. In 6 to 12 months, we have a study that says 14 out of 15 people reverse their years by 8 years inside and out. Enjoy your 3-day supply. Oh, there's a little more. Yes. Well, you know, there's this little health tracker. You can get that out, Betty, and you can actually track your progress. I know you want that knee to get better because I asked you what's going on with you, and I know you have arthritis in the knee, bone on bone. I know that. But I only gave you a 3-day supply, so you're going to need obviously more than 3 days. I just gave you a 3-day supply so that you could have an experience with the technology. It's new, it's wearable light, it's different than a supplement, it's not a pill. So I wanted you to see the difference. But here's the thing, let's track. Where are you in your quality of sleep right now? A 10 is excellent. Oh, you're at 2. Well, let's see what happens. Where are you with mental clarity? Where are you with energy? So you may see some things happen that are not your knee getting fixed yet, because as we know, it's going to take some time for that stem cell army to march and repair everything. So, but keep, it will be fun to track. Okay. Oh, by the way, Sally, we do make other products. You guys should all know how to point one sentence to each product we make. Let me explain. Don't read the whole paragraph to them. Just one thing that each product does. Let me explain. Well, you're going to want to look at this, Sally, too, at some point. And just quickly, just so you know, X39 activates your stem cells. Of course, that's what you have on. X49, no joke, it builds lean muscle mass and grows bones. Glutathione detoxes your body. Eon reduces inflammation. Carnosine supports every organ. Alavita is going to build that collagen. Your skin's going to look hot. Nirvana is going to make you happy and builds endorphins. SB6 stops food cravings. You know that waste. Energy turns fat into energy. Ice Wave's going to take care of the pain, and Silent Night going to help you sleep as it activates melatonin. But you just look at this at your leisure as you're wearing the workhorse of our line, X39, our stem cell activation patch. Did you see how in the phone call, I'm just educating, opening up their little gift with them? Okay. Lastly, I don't call this an order form. I have a price list for you. You're going to want to look at that. It's pretty great. Most people like the wholesale price packs. You can mix and match, and you can look at that. We could talk that later, of course. Okay, Sally, enjoy your gift. I know that with that inflammation and that bad knee, you're going to want that X39 and for sure the Eon patch to reduce inflammation, and maybe 1 or 2 others. But we'll talk about that later, of course. But, oh, and you know, Sally, I also wanted to make sure I sent you the testimonial of my friend who had bone-on-bone knee issues too. You're going to really love to watch that video of my friend. Okay, bye. I'll call you on Friday. Let me book my next appointment Friday for you. Okay? Okay. So that is what's happening, right? That goes out on your behalf. Jan yesterday sent out 65 of these for you guys yesterday in the office. Okay. So that's what that is. And I'm really super excited about our new gifting. And I'm excited that we have a little more to educate people with. So I hope that you enjoy the new tools and the new dollhouse cards we've been putting in our gifts. Okay, so and the great thing is when you follow up on Friday, you can just tell them to take out their little price list, and that's how you help direct them on taking their order. They'll have a price list and they'll have all their patches, and you'll just fill the kit with them because you also have a price list in front of you. So you can take the order, either a full page price list or the dollhouse price list. And you have that, of course, on your clipboard of your tools that you created from yesterday when you went into the Power Hour training. So if I'm really good, I should be able to have an order form. Oh, I am really good. Right there, I could take her order, right? Right there, I'm ready to take her order. And she also has the small version of that. And so here we go. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the system. How are we going to even start the process of sending this wonderful gift out to the people you love? How does this process even start? Well, that's a really great question. So it starts with spending $5 at Staples. You're going to go buy yourself a list book. Who has a list book here? If you have a list book, let me see it. If you do. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Jan. There's Kojo's list book. Oh, there's Debbie's. I'm beaming. I'm proud. There's Alan's list book. There we go. There's Gigi's list book. You guys, to be a professional network marketer, $5. Do you know all the network marketers that are making really big money? When I say show me their list, they got pages of people's names and phone numbers all over, pages. And you would think it would be in this great order because we have all these new CRMs and all these new systems, right? But what I have found is that the network marketers that I have seen, I don't care who it is, I got one in one industry making a ton of money. I got them here. They all got these and they're crossed out and they're moved over and there's more on top of each other. Like they are working their list with pen and paper and putting it into reality by doing that. This is like really important. Because the network marketers that I see make the money, man, they got their lists are all over the place, scratched out, moved over, added on to working lists of other people's to help them close. Like it's all about the list. Okay. The other thing you want to buy is just another book for $5 to take notes. Okay, because you don't want to take notes in your list, take notes in your notebook because your list is your list. I mean, you could take notes on the people, but like just the everyday things that come up, the trainings, taking orders, there's a lot of stuff as you're working so hard on this that you're going to be doing. And then spend the time to buy yourself a calendar. Network marketers are always booking the next appointment. You're booking the next appointment. My business tripled. I mean, you're going to laugh at this. It tripled when I got a calendar that wasn't by the day. My business tripled when I got a calendar by the week. See that? By the week. Because I book the hour now like I'm a hairdresser. I really need to book the half an hour, but I haven't done that yet. And I got so much more busy. And also, it makes it so when you have a calendar and you're booking the next appointment, then it's not so like you're flying off the seat of your pants. You've allocated this time to work your business. You're booking people in these times. And then you also book yourself out when you want to have a life. I'm taking my girlfriend to the spa on Thursday for her birthday. What do you think I did on Thursday? I booked myself out as well, right? So this whole calendar thing's a really good idea. And I'll tell you, back in the day, when I was an inexperienced network marketer in another company, I didn't know this calendar, booking the next appointment. I thought I had to take every single call in the moment and now. I used to go to restaurants and I used to tell my family that I have to take this call and don't be mad at me if I leave the restaurant for an hour. Can you even imagine? But now I book the appointment to do a 3-way or to do a Zoom, right? And that also shows boundaries and shows that you're in a business, right? So remember that. Don't go, like sometimes we get so busy, but the way that, run your calendar like a business, it would be my suggestion. Took me a decade to learn that. Okay.
Marci, can I ask a quick question on the list books?
Yes.
Can you explain to us how you take like your list book? You just brainstorm a bunch of people down. Once
Yes.
you've made that call and you transfer them to another book, what is the process of that?
Well, so everybody's different and it depends on your personality type,
Okay.
right? If you're a green and super organized, you're gonna do the list and then you're gonna transfer it up into a follow-up list, and then you're gonna transfer to yet another follow-up because you're watering 5 times with love, because that's what it takes, right? In order to close. When you water someone with love 1 to 4 times, you close at 10%. The 5th watering, you close at 80%. Now, if you're like me, who's an Aries, who's not green at all, then what you're going to do is everything's going to be in this list and you're going to be writing, you followed up here and you followed up here, all in the same line. I never, ever, okay, look at your text, you guys. I never train on this because I don't even think about training, but it's what I do. How many text messages are on your phone? Do you see mine? I have 2,160. I never delete a text. You know why? That's how I keep track of what I'm doing with everybody. My texts never get deleted. People laugh at me on my emails. Look at my emails. 24,000. I never delete an email. I never delete. Okay, contacts. How many contacts do you have? Well, you can go down to your contacts and you can go all the way down to the bottom of your contacts from, let's see if I can do this. I'm having a hard time. But at the very bottom, you go A, B, C, all the way to the, just scroll until you get to the bottom and see how many contacts you have. I have, I think, something like 5,000 contacts in my phone because I've been putting people in my phone for 15 years. I've been a professional network marketer. There is not one person that I talk to that doesn't go into my phone. Downline, crossline, sideline, the expo. And then, of course, under company, I always say in my phone how I'm connected to them. Always. Jan Rand, massage therapy, OC. I met her in a company called Lifewave. I met her through my friend Michael. I can pull up a list under OC people, under massage therapy people, under Lifevantage people. What else can I pull it under? Under Lifewave, all of that. I can pull lists. My phone is a master list maker only because when I take the time to put people in right to begin with, for the most part. Was it always that way? No. My very first company I ever worked for was a company called Monavie in 2009. Nobody trained me. I was in preschool, right? And I have some people I met in that company, or I was out and about bopping around. You know what I have in that? Her name. I have Amy and a phone number. I have no idea. Amy and a phone number. That's all I have. I couldn't today do a list of Monavie people I met. But I can do a list now of Lifevantage people. I think I have about 200 in my phone. I can do a list of Moxor people. I can do a list of Prime My Body people. I can do a list of massage therapists. I have over 200 doctors in my phone because I called on doctor offices with Moxor as an example. Like I just am literally a list maker. And I remember my mentor in another company. She makes 140,000 a month. Okay. She told me this. When I first met her, I was calling on doctor's offices for this company called Moxler. I was a great little sales rep driving around, calling on. Trust me, at the time I didn't really 100% know what I was doing, but now they're all on my phone, which is great. But I told her, well, why don't you come work for me in this company? And she looked at my car. She looked at my little file cabinet. I was a sales rep, and she looked at me and she goes, what are you doing? I go, oh, I'm a network marketer. She goes, you're not a network marketer. I go, what do you mean? She goes, network marketers aren't sales reps. I go, what do you mean? She goes, we're list makers. We make lists. We expose lists. And then we teach others to do the same. We warm into them. I'll meet a doctor through warming into 5 different lists, Marci. But make no mistake, what you're doing is exhausting. I'll never forget that. What you're doing is exhausting. And okay, so what does that mean? It means start with your list. So go ahead, Debbie. Yep, you can unmute yourself.
I just want to give a suggestion to the last question that was asked. I forget who asked it. What I have been doing that works for me is that when I contact somebody, I'll take a Post-it note, very small one, and I will put it on 3 days ahead or 2 days, whatever. And I'll write follow up in the name and I'll put it there. So when I get to that day, then I know I have to follow up with that one or move it a week ahead or whatever. Just move it where you want it. That way you're not making a lot of lists, but you're keeping track of who you need to follow up with.
I love that. I remember one of us did that same concept with index cards, who she wanted to follow up with. She did an index, like, I don't
And also have that for every day of the month.
Yeah. And then she would put it in like who she wanted to talk to on Wednesday, March, 8th or whatever. But that's a great idea, Debbie. And it's so easy and tacky. I've always felt like Excel spreadsheets, at least for me, they never felt real. Every time I looked at one of those, I'd be like, oh, but when I look at actually their name and their phone number or a postie, all of a sudden that person feels real to me, if that makes sense. And even to I'll take it a step further. When I link arms with somebody, what does that mean? We network marketers are list makers. So and I'll give the concept and then we'll do more direct things, which means that I do my list of 10. That's just my beginning. And then I add another list of 10 and another list of 10. But when my girlfriend, Jen, came into the business, I said, we're linking arms together. She goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I did a quick training for her on tools and systems, just like what we did Monday in Power Hour, tools and systems. And then I said, let's get your list book out. She said, I don't have my list book yet. I said, get a piece of paper out. Can you do that? She goes, yes. And then I told her this, write on the top of your piece of paper, Lifewave, the Holy Grail of healing. I got that from Dr. Stacy. Have you heard about stem cells? I got that from Peter. Pretty simple. Who do you know that would like that stuff, Jen? And she goes, and she froze. I said, don't worry, let's do it together. And I got my book out. And in my book, I put Jen's name on one of the pieces of paper. Jen's name right here with me. And I said, who's your first person? And I'm not going to give real names because I didn't really get it. Oh, here she is right here. There it is. There she is. And there's all the people. And I said, okay, Betty Smith. What's her phone number? And she goes, well, do you need her phone number? I'm not going to ever call her, but let's put it down in case we need it together right now. Let's make her real. And she tells me a couple things about her. I said, great. Well, who's your next one? Jill Baker. Okay. What's her phone number? And all of a sudden we had 10 of her people on the list together. Right there. We're linking arms. I said, Jen. She goes, what? Let's call your first person, Betty, together right now. And she's like, oh my God, we're calling right now. Yes, we are. Do you want to call her together or do you want me just to be on the line and you call her? Well, you just be on the line. Great. I'm on the line. Call her, because we're doing a three-way call, but not really. I'm just on the phone being energy for her, right? We'll be on a Zoom sometimes. We'll just stare at each other. I'll say, okay, call, just like we're doing here. She calls. Of course, Betty doesn't pick up. I say to her, Jen, just say, hey, it's Jen. I can't wait to talk to you. What's a good day we can talk? And she hangs up. And then she goes, well, now what do I do? I said, let's text her. She goes, what do I text her? I say, you text her, hey, I can't wait to talk to you. It's been a long time, or I can't wait to talk to you. Do you have any time Friday at 10? What are we doing? We're booking the next appointment to talk. We are texting and talking and texting. Well, Marci, I'm nervous. I don't even know if I can text that. Would you like me to text it with you? Well, what do you mean? Well, you just gave me her number. How about if we group text you and me? Well, what are you going to text her? Hey, Sally, my name's Marci. I'm friends with Jen. We want to talk to you on Friday. And then I go, now tap me in some love. What does Jen say? Hey, it's Jen. Yeah, we really do. I got something I want to share with you. Love, Jen. 5 minutes later, oh my God, she's texting me back. She says yes. You see what I mean? It's linking arms and loving and energy, this work together. I really want you to do the work yourself, but really bring in one person. And then Jen said to me, well, now what do I do? Hey, have you heard about stem cell activation technology? Have you heard about stem cell technology? Let me send you the Now site. Here's what happened to me. What's going on with you these days? Oh my gosh, you have arthritis and liver issues. Let me send you a testimonial of someone that was doing much better on this technology. Would you like me to send you a gift? Now, Jen's nervous. The gift is really for Jen not to be scared to call her person. So what did Jen do? She filled out that form and Jan sent the gift on Jen's behalf. Jen goes to me, oh my God, this is so much fun. That's all I wanted. This is so much fun. The last network marketing company I was in, I hated it. It wasn't fun. This is fun. Let's do the next one together. Okay, right? That's the gift, is to make it fun. Eventually, Jen doesn't even need the gift. And about another, well, she's already there now. She's ready to just like call and say, and she's in now. She upgraded to a diamond. She's using all the technology. But first, early on, she wasn't sure. And so the gift took all her fear away, because she has all these people she loves. And now that she's sending them, and especially now that the gift has more information. So then what did she do? I said, you know what, Jen, let me open up 2 times next week, because the gift's coming in, and you ask any of your friends who want to learn more about what they just got if they'd like to come on a Zoom with me, and I'll educate them. You do that for me? Absolutely. We put 2 times in. Guess what? She had 5 people on each Zoom. And guess what's going on now? They all signed up, and now they want to do some gifting. And now she's like, well, can we do a special hour just with us? Okay, right? So I just want you guys to feel list making, linking arms, gifting to take the fear away. You could even invite someone to this office, and I train them on Tuesday. You know, Jan's sending the patches out. You, Debbie, already know how to make the list. You could say, Sheila, let's make a list of 10. We're going to mute ourselves. I'm going to call you right now. We're in the office. Let me link arms with you and do a list of 10 with you right now. Let's send some gifts out for your people. Don't be afraid. I got you. Like, that's the next step. That's what professional network marketers do after they do their initial list. They link arms with one person and do a list with their warm market. It's always easier doing warm market and then doing a list in your person's warm market, and then your person's warm market, then going cold. What most people don't know how to do is help their person in their warm market list. And what most people who have a warm market list, what happens to them is the fear, and they never work their warm list. The gifting is to take the fear away and make it fun. That's the only reason I do the gift. and to give some education pieces with the 3 days supply. They're probably not going to feel anything in 3 days. It's not, the gift is not really about feeling anything at all. The gift is giving you enough time to educate your person and to take the fear away from the new person that you're working their warm list with. The professional network marketers that are free financially are masters at linking arms and working their people's warm lists with them. Does that make sense? We're kind of in a deep call right now, but I want you guys to take it a little deeper than your own list. I want you to help others. I want you to help others, and not just others heal their body. I want you to help others build a business. Once you get into your people's warm list, then you're going to heal their people's bodies and help build their business. And that's real duplication. Okay. Are you guys with me? Was that too deep? Okay. So, where are we? This was kind of different. We've never really trained this before, quite this way. So, let's go back to, how, the gift is receiving the tangibility. That's right, Lillian. That's right. So, and we were at a show, for example, with Lillian this weekend, and we used this idea, even though we were in a cold show, of working each other's lists. They were just bringing me in to edify whoever they were talking to. Oh yes, Marci can explain a little more about the technology. She's a senior. She's senior in the company, as an example, right? So we're just, it's like the experience with the new, making it not scary for the new, right? That's all. Okay, so so let's go to the system. Okay, so you guys saw the gift. You saw how to link arms. We're talking about building our lists. Okay, so now let's go back to the system. So write this down. It always starts with the list. Patching 3 a day just means list building to expose people. Okay, that's all it is. We patch 3 a day, follow up with 3 a day, invite 3 to the testimonial Zooms. When we patch 3 a day, we ask a question, we share a link, we share a testimonial, we give either a 3-day gift or we give wholesale pricing. Let me say that again. We ask a question, we share a link. We like to share startx39now.com, our informational site. We share a testimonial. We either give a 3-day gift or we give wholesale pack pricing. That's all we do over and over and over again. 333, ask, share, give. The ask is a form of piquing interest. Write this down. Ask is a form of piquing interest. We're piquing interest by asking questions, open-ended questions, and listening and taking notes of what we hear so we can reflect it back to our person. It's a skill. It's a skill of listening. Well, it's really a skill of asking open-ended questions, listening, and reflecting back. When I do a peek, I have my notebook right here, ready to write down everything they talk about. So I can reflect back what they say. I'm an expert at listening and writing things down on what they say. I'm a master at listening. If I don't write down what they say, I do not stay with them. If I do not write down what they say, I do not stay with them. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. But humanity, we're kind of big egos. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just what we are. And all we want to do is hear ourselves talk versus listening to what they say. It's just part of being human. So to hear them, I go right into them and I have my notebook open and I'm ready to take notes on what they're saying because it's hard to hear without notes. Even in those testimonial calls, have you guys ever noticed when the people on the testimonial calls on Thursday night are talking, I'm writing everything they're saying. Did you know that? I write everything they say so I can reflect back in the presentation about what they do. It's hard to remember what happened to Bill and Susie and this happened and then reflect it back to the technology unless you write it down. Okay, so what do I mean by that? There's two kinds of peaks. I've just kind of figured this out, and I really want to thank my friend who shared another peak that I had forgotten about. We're always learning. But the two peaks that I've been using recently are the I am concerned about you peak and the compliment peak. So what does the I'm concerned about you peak sound like? So Jan, what's going on with you? That's an open-ended question. Anybody that's been in Christian Hansen's training, God, it was so good yesterday when he's talking about most people don't listen to find out what the real need is. They're just blind on what they want to sell you. Oh my God. You got to hear the needs. Somebody was trying to sell him to be on a swim team when all he wants to do is not swim with people, right? Because he wants to have meditation state. That was the funniest thing. Like, oh my God, like that's, if that doesn't tell you to ask questions and listen, I don't know what does. I was thinking the same thing. Don't sell me swim team. I don't want a swim team. I want to swim in my own lane too. Like, anyway, it was really kind of cute, but, okay, so let's go there. So what's going on with you? What are you doing these days for fun? What are you doing these days for work? How's your health? These are some great open-ended questions to get people talking. How have you been? What's going, and not really how have you been? Because they'll just say good, that's not enough. What's going on with you? What have you been doing these days for fun? Have you been going on vacation with your family? Where have you going? What's your job these days? What are you still selling real estate or did you move on to something else? What are you doing these days? What's going on with your health? How you been, how's that been going? I mean, we're almost 60 now. How's that? Something like that. Then you say, I finally found something that helps me with whatever's going on with them. I finally found something that helps me with. It's usually something with their health and one other thing. Their health, their money, their time freedom, community, or giving back. Jan Rand wasn't that concerned about money, although she may say she was, but really, really she wasn't. She's working for her little 20-hour dollar job. She's going to work every day. She was pretty happy in her little PT job. As it relates to money and work, she was pretty happy. But you know what she was missing? She was freaking lonely. She wanted some friends. She wanted friends. And so when I realized that she had her time filled up, but she was lonely, I said, I finally found something that's going to help that blood foot. Remember, her foot was this big. And we're going to go be friends and go to convention together and we'll meet fun people and let's go have fun again. And she goes, okay, I'm in, right? Because I knew what her true desire was because I asked questions, right? So that is truth. So what's going on with you? I finally found something that helps me with the two desires. I exposed my friend Gail the first year, and all I did is say, what do you know about stem cells? Found out that's kind of an aggressive question anyway. We probably should have heard about stem cells after going to Christian's classes. But I said, it's a great technology. I sent her some samples. I followed up. She called me back. She said, I talked to my boyfriend at the time, Eric, and we're not interested. Okay, I moved on. A year later, I called her again. I didn't even know what she's doing. I just missed her as a friend. She's from New Jersey. I said, you're not going to believe it. This business, I'm killing it. I don't even know what happened, but it just duplicates. She goes, what business? I thought she knew. What do you mean, what business? The stem cell technology business, of course. Why didn't you tell me about that? I did a year ago. You didn't listen. Well, you didn't expose me, right? You know I love money. I'm sorry. right? So, I'm just being totally honest, right? And now she's in the business. She's an executive director. And to this day, you know what she says to me? You exposed me wrong. I could have been earlier on in this business if you would have told me about the money, but all you did is tell me about the technology. I mean, it was funny, right? But once again, I didn't meet her needs, right? So I'm learning. Okay, so you guys got that. The next peaking would be more a compliment peak, right? Something like this. Jan, I've always known that you're such a hard worker and you're so good at giving support to the whole team. I remember that in LifeVantage. I found a new technology, a stem cell technology. I think we would be good with it. We'd be great together. Did you know you can activate your own stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? Right? So how am I peaking? I'm peaking her with acknowledging what she's good at. I like to say authentically complimenting truth. Not, oh, you have great curly hair, although she does, but it's like really knowing who she is and complimenting, knowing that, right? Heidi, you have the most beautiful soul and always of service. I found something incredible, a new stem cell technology where you could serve so many. Did you know you can activate your own stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? I just got her because I know she loves to be of service to people, right? I just complimented who she really, really is. She's going to listen because she appreciates that I know who she is, right? So those are different types of peaking, peak that you can do. The ask. You can go to startx39biz.com under the ask to remind yourself. We have quite a few peaking or ask there under the 14 steps to success, the ask. But hopefully you wrote those down because we have been evolving and I got to change some of my training because we're training just a little different, but it's basically the same. Okay, so then the share. What's the share? Well, the share is easy. That's just pre-qualifying people to see if they want a wholesale pack or a 3-day gift, right? So what's the share? Take a look at startx39now.com, Heidi. You'll know in a few minutes if you like this. Take a look, please, at the first video on light and the second video on stem cells. It will take 4 minutes. Do you want to look at it with me now? And again, Heidi, what's going on with you? Oh, yes, you have that blood flow. Yes, that blood flow issue, your foot goes numb. I get that. And you want to be of service. I understand. You want to be of service and help a lot of people and grow a business. I get it. I know you got those kids that you got to also help support. I get that. So let me send you a testimonial about my friend that also has some circulation issues. And also, there's a great video of why this is a great business. I'm going to send that to you too. I think you'll like them both. Yeah, let me send those now. Now, if you like all of that, I can show you how to get it wholesale. Oh, you're not quite ready for that. No problem. Let me send you a gift. I can send you a 3-day supply, a sample gift. So right there is the fork on the road. After you pre-qualify with the share, right? The now site and a testimonial. Then you have to decide whether they're ready to sign up on a pack with no gift or whether you want to send them a 3-day supply gift to follow up with. Remember, don't send somebody a gift if they're already so into it that they just want to buy. But if they're not ready to buy, send them the gift for further watering and education. And that's why under the give, some teams go and talk about wholesale pricing and others send a gift. Now, when you send a gift, then you got to follow up on the gift, which I talked about already early on, right? Did you get it? Did you put it on? Let me tell you how it works. And you go over the envelope and the dollhouse cards. If you didn't send a gift and they're not quite ready to buy yet, then you could still send them the links of the envelope. You can send them the link of the what to expect. All the dollhouse cards are in links under Take an Order, tab number 9, or under tab number 6, Give a Gift, or tab number 5, Telegram to send a testimonial. That's all at startx39biz.com under the 14 steps to success, the engine. If you need more on the tools and the links and how to do that, go to the training yesterday, Power Hour. It's under our Telegram group. Join Telegram, tab number 5 under business training. Watch it. You'll love it. Okay. But for today, since it's almost 11 o'clock and it's time to start, I just want you to start with this, a list of 10 people. Who do you know, their name and phone numbers? And what are you going to do with them? You're going to ask the question to pique interest. What's going on with you? I finally found something that helps me with. Have you heard about stem cells? Then you're going to share startx39now.com. Take a look at that. Take a look at the first 2 videos. You'll see if you like it. What's going on with you? Oh my gosh, you have arthritis. Let me send you a testimonial of my friend who has arthritis. You guys, that's in our BeActivating testimonial Telegram, tab 5 under the 14 steps to success. You pull that and you send it to him. If you don't know how to pull it, call Jan, she'll help you. Or go listen to the training. We'll do another every Power Hour. I'm going to do getting started. Every Monday, I'm going through tools and systems. Every Monday, tools and system. Every Monday, tools and system. Come to learn that, because you can't do this business if you don't know how to access our tools. Okay. And then from there, you do what? Oh, just send the 3-day gift today. I give you permission. And the way you do it is fill out that form that Jan, the form I showed you will be in chat, and Jan will go ahead and send the gifts out for you. Everybody must raise their hand and promise that you pre-qualify people before you send a gift. They have to want it. I promise they want the gift before I will not waste your money. Number 2, I promise to follow up within 5 to 7 days that they got the gift and you do an education. You promise me both? If that's the case, let's get to work. Okay. And we're going to stop the recording.